Hi, I'm Kathy from Wicked Lady Chains, and today I'm going to show you how to assemble the life pendant. The life pendant is a tutorial by Victoria Sol of Destai. She created this herself and I have to say it is gorgeous. Okay, this is the finished pendant. Absolutely beautiful. And she sells kits for these. Each kit contains enough to make 2 gorgeous pendants. Okay, all the rings you need are supplied in the kits. That's what I've got here. Okay, so you'll have 1 large outer ring. This is what you'll connect your Mobiuses to. You'll need 10 of these size rings, the medium ones. Okay, and these are what you'll use to weave your Mobius knots with. You'll need 20 of these little ones, and that's what you'll use to attach to the outside. Okay, and then you've got some of these larger thin ones which are used as a pendant bail. Okay, so you attach them at the end so you can put a necklace through. And also, if you have a look at this, through the center of each Mobius, through all of the rings in total, there are 2 of these thinner rings. Okay, they're the ones that they're a pain they are to get in, but the first one is the most difficult, so I'll stick with it. Alright, so all you need to be able to do to create this pendant for yourself is to create 2 Mobius roses. Both Mobius roses need to lean in different directions, for want of a better word. One needs to lean to the right, one needs to lean to the left. Okay, because what you're trying to create is a mirror version of the 2 Mobius knots, so that they create a gorgeous butterfly. Okay, so to do that, if you're not familiar with Mobius knots, this tutorial requires a 5-ring Mobius knot. So 1 closed ring, open 4. Okay, so for this you'd be using these medium size ones. Okay, so your first one, go under the closed ring, close it, and just lean it to the right. Okay, so you've gone under this one and you just drop it to the right. The hole in the middle is where you're going to pop the next one underneath, through the 2 rings, up through the center, close it. Okay, and again lean it to the right. You've still got your hole there. 4th ring goes through, under all the rings, right through the center, and close it. Obviously you're going to need to use pliers for this because the rings are considerably smaller. And for the last ring, again under all the rings, up through the center. Okay, so you've literally captured everything, and close, and again lean to the right. So now every ring here is leaning over that way. Okay, can you see they're all stacked on top of each other? Alright, kind of like the British wool standard symbol. That's what that reminds me of. Okay, so you know if you got something wrong. So say that one is flipped the wrong way, it's not going to look right. Okay, all you do is just flip your ring back the proper way and it'll all stack for you. If you get confused, then nice easy way to remember is what I did by here. Red ring for right, R for right. Okay, now this was the Mobius and all I did was put a red ring through the center of all the rings. So basically the Mobius we got there that we just made is a right leaning. I would put a red ring through, and now I know everything there is leaning to the right because it's a red ring, R for right. And I know that I would start weaving this by adding it first the top ring, then the one underneath, then the one underneath, then the one underneath, and then the last one. And that's how they get attached to the outer ring. So it would be this one, first one on top, the one underneath, the one underneath, the one underneath, and then the last one. And that would give you your half butterfly shape. To make this left leaning, if I disassemble this, I do apologise, these are the only rings I've got in this size, so you have to bear with me a moment. So if I undo that, oh crikey, you can never find a join when you want to. 2, 3, 4, 5, right. So for the left lean-in, it's the same as we did before. Under the closed ring, close, and this time instead of leaning to the right like we did last time, we're going to flop it over to the left. Okay, so we've gone under and over to the left. That hole in the middle, yeah, straight under, close your ring, throw over to the left. Like I said before, this is the only requirement for a Mobius, is to have all the rings leaning in the same direction. So each one has to go through all the others, and they all have to lean in the same direction. So that would be your left leaning. All the rings are leaning over that way, yeah. So if I was to try and fan this out, you would lean on each other, and again all be stacked in order. Okay, another way I can show you this would be with a Mobius made of rainbow colours: red, orange, yellow, green, blue. Okay, so if you made your Mobius, then you would simply start with the first, which would be red. You connect that to the outer ring, then you connect the orange, then you connect the yellow, then you connect the green, and then you would connect the blue, and you would have your half a butterfly. So I've already assembled these. I've shown them on 2 different pendants so you can see how they mirror each other. Okay, remember these rings in the middle and these on the top you don't actually need. I'm using these just to show you what's what, basically. So that's the right leaning. All the rings are leaning over towards the right. This is the left leaning. All the rings are leaning over towards the left. See how they mirror each other? And basically what you need to do is put both Mobiuses in one ring. So instead of weaving them on separate ones like I just have to show you, you would add one Mobius to the ring, and then you would add the other Mobius to the ring. Okay, so what you would be left with is this. Both Mobiuses attached to the outer. Okay, all stacked one on top of the other in order, both sides. Okay, and what you notice is a noticeable bulge as they all swirl inside one another. Okay, it doesn't matter which way out you have this thing pointing, it looks equally gorgeous both ways. Now where I had the ring going through the centre of them before, if I show you that quickly, put them back through. Oh, get on there. Excuse the rings are wrecked. Okay, so what you're looking at here, okay, is that. It is just that. Okay, and all I've done, I've woven and added each ring onto the outer ring, one ring at a time in order. Okay, in order, and I've just left that ring there so that I could see that that is leaning to the right. Now where that ring is going through the center of all the rings, you will need to place 2 of these rings. Okay, these are the thin 1.2mm wire, okay, with an inner diameter of 8.5mm. Basically you go through the center of all the rings that side, thread around the back and through the center of all the rings on that side, and that is it. Your pendant will be done. Easy peasy.